Alright guys, it's Zippo here, and this is going to be a video response for Masterknifecollectors subscriber competition. And what he wanted to do is he wanted us to make a video of our knife collection. Well, I've been working on this for like 2 days, and I've decided I'm going to give up. I'm not going to try to find every single knife that I own. So I decided I'm just going to do a video on all of the knives that I could find in my room. So here we go. This knife is actually a knife from my dad. It's actually his knife that I'm sharpening for him. This was my grandfather's. I have no clue where I got this. This is an Ozark Trail $1 pocket knife. This is a really cool pocket knife. This is an NRA pocket knife. That says NRA in the handle, and I got that for making some donation to the NRA. I really like that knife. This knife I picked up at a stock show when I was in the FFA. It's just I paid $15 for it. It's a Winchester sheath knife, really good knife. This is one of my favorites. I'm going to highlight my favorites. This is one of my favorites. This is also another one of my favorites. This is an AK-47 bayonet that was a gift from Defarnicus, a guy on YouTube. Me and him are, at least I hope we're good buddies on YouTube. But he gave me this AK-47 bayonet, so that's one of my favorite knives, just because of that story. And I still have the note that he put on it. It's still on there. This, I don't remember where I got it, but it's just a really nice double-bladed, full-tang boot dagger. I used to carry that a lot. Moving down the line, this next knife is made by Fury. It is a 7.5-inch bladed, double-bladed and serrated dagger. It actually needs some repair on the bottom right now. But this, I picked that up at the Fort Worth Stock Show one year when some of my buddies from Santa Fe came into town, and I was showing them around up North Texas. So that's a good knife, not one of my favorites. This I picked up from my favorite knife shop here in town, and it's just a Smith & Wesson Bullseye, real nice, heavy duty. This is probably one of my best knives, even though it's not necessarily one of my favorites. It's just a good quality knife. This here is definitely one of my favorites. This whole ensemble here is a concealed carry shoulder harness for this knife, which is a full-tang, double-bladed, serrated dagger. Down on the end, we have another NRA knife. I got this when it was like so you can kind of see NRA on there. It's almost worn off. But here's the knife, and this was a knife that I got as a membership bonus because I paid for 3 years of dues all at once. And that's still going now, so I don't have to pay NRA dues for like another year, I think, until I owe more. On to the next row. We have my EDC, the Gerber Paraframe 2. Absolutely favorite knife of all times, of any size, any shape, any kind. Gerber Paraframe 2. This is my EDC knife because it's my favorite knife, and it's functional, practical, big, and I like the thing. Next knife is a little Gerber. You can definitely see it's had its wear and tear on it. This was my EDC for probably 2.5, 3 years. Going through most of my upper high school days, this was my EDC. So it saw a lot of work. So that's why it's so torn up. But I keep that. That's one of my favorite knives. Random junky multi-tool. This multi-tool I actually got out of my brother's trunk because he stole a bunch of my tools, so I stole one of his multi-tools. Another Ozark Trail $1 pocket knife. I don't care what people say. I like these. I mean, for $1, it's a decent knife. This one I actually bought off of my brother. It's made by Speedstar SR 440. It's a crappy little knife. but it is an assist open. So it was actually kind of funny. I traded him an Ozark dollar knife for this knife, which, yes, this knife is also a piece of junk, but it's an assisted open, so I thought that was a good deal. This is a little knife. Don't remember where I got it from, but it's Marex. I don't know. Actually, I think my mom got this for me. She works at a kind of construction-ish company. She's an accountant, so she gets all kind of free goodies. So I think she gave me that. This was a gift from somebody. It's a really nice Stanley box cutter, basically. Cool knife. Moving on. We only got a few more to go. This is who's it made by? Bud K. This is a Bud K. Supposedly it's a U.S. Marine Corps combat knife, but it is, I don't know, it might be. If this is actually their issue combat knife, I feel sorry for the Marines. But I wouldn't put it up to frontline combat standards, but for me, it's a decent. I've done reviews on this knife in the past, and it's a really good knife. This is my home defense knife, because if I come charging at you down the hallway with this thing, I think you're going to shit yourself. Fun little knife. And it's actually on my tack belt with my flashlight and police baton. Multitool, another multi-tool, handcuff, magazine pouch, holster, and last but not least, for no particular reason, actually, yeah, because it's in a box, so it didn't fit in my line. This is a Marine Corps pocket knife and lighter combo. It was actually a gift from one of my ex-girlfriends. It's definitely just a show knife. I mean, it's a decent knife. But at the time, I was planning on joining the Marine Corps. Since then, I've joined the Army. But back in the day when I thought I was going to join the Marine Corps, she bought that for me. And that's it as far as my knife collection in my room. This is all the knives that I could find in my room. There are probably more in my truck, a heck of a lot more in my garage. If I unpacked some suitcases, duffel bags, I'm sure I would find more of them all over the place. But I didn't have time. So it's already 8 minutes. Not bad. We're going to end off on the Gerber Paraframe 2, because that's the best knife out of any knife ever. See y'all later.